Guys, welcome back to my channel. Now I wanted to do another video about what I think they're today still the best autopilot a poor guy like me that doesn't want to spend a lot of money, and the best one you can have for boats that are like older than 7-10 years, boats that are not planning, boats that are not really fast, especially. And I'll give you the reasons why I think these pilots, the Smartpilot series, are still one of the best that you can have. Now, first of the things, from the Auto 7000 series, 6000 series, the compass, it is the same flux gate from Raymarine. Now they're getting rarer and rarer, so they're out of production. They still produce the small element that stays inside and sell it as a spare part, so you can still fix them. That is one of the things. The second thing is the rudder angle sensor. From the first Auto until like the last one, even the new Aku 200 and so on, use the same rudder sensor. So you have the availability of pieces like in every corner of the world. Then you have a really good used market for all these components that that you have around. So there's a lot of choose on eBay and so on, and usually these displays are cheaper than the newer versions of display. Now all these series, they're still working like with this series that were for the SPX autopilots. Now they will work if you use a CTOL cable. The only thing, you cannot do the calibration on that one from one of the newer displays. Even yet, the newest P70 display can be connected to these autopilots either through a direct cable on the native CTOL interface or through a conversion unit. A lot of people recommend the conversion. I just use a cable a lot of the times. It's cheaper, and you don't have to spend like 200 euro for the whole NIMIA 2000 network. Now, the slightly older series, these ones, have a big difference between this one and this one. The gray series have inside the software and inside the hardware, they have a function that's called current limit. That current limit function do not let the final MOSFETs blow. The final MOSFETs, they don't blow if you make a short circuit on the motor outputs. If you take those two and you just block them, if you take your hands and keep the wheel staying still, meanwhile he's trying to move it, will not blow the MOSFETs. Will say current limit, so it will limit the power, so it will not burn the insides, the MOSFETs. This one burns. It does have a primitive current limit type, but will burn the MOSFETs. Now, the other thing, I think, the other reason I think this series are like the best ones, because you can still install a gyroscope sensor. This is a Murata type. There is a Kionix type. I have one laying around, I don't know where. You can install a gyroscope sensor. So the autopilot is really easy installing it. I've done a video somewhere here on the channel, you'll find it. Once you have that gyro module, the boat will feel when it leans and will correct the helm accordingly. It's a gyroscopic pilot, so for the old boats that I do have a 76 boat, if you have a 2000 boat, if you have a 2010 boat, it works the same way. It is fast enough to correct and keep the boat when you're going, especially downwind, when you have the waves that are moving around a lot the helm. The other reason I think it is still one of the best systems is because of the CTOL network type. You have only 3 wires. You can take any type of data cable, not the Raymarine only type. There is like certified, then you have them. These are 3 by 0.75 square millimeter. But you can take any kind of data cable and do the cabling. Like you can take one of these, it's an antenna cable, and you can use the red, the yellow, and the braid, the same colors, to connect all the instruments without having to buy the freaking expensive NIMIA cables. This one is the C-Talk NG from Raymarine and build the network. On the other instruments you have like the NIMIA 2000 type. But on the old series, you don't spend a lot of money in the cables. Now, another thing, on the successive newer series of the autopilots, I found a lot of problems working on the boats, on the networks. It is a lot more delicate, the network, to interferences and everything else. Now, another thing that I do love is that these displays have, like, this one must be 25 years old. This one, it is like 30. Honesty 6000. It was an auto helm, right on marine. The back cover must be from another instrument that I put it. I've done a Frankenstein to have it here in the lab to work on the instruments. The display, it is a cheap thingy also. Now, since 35 years ago, these displays are still working and working well, and you can find one in really nice shape and will last you like another at least 15-20 years. The new ones, we had a lot of problems because the water entering into the displays. We had a lot of problems on the NIMIA side, on the communication side, and so on. So in the boats that are going around the world, I've installed them in a lot of them, one of these displays on the outside, and I put the new display from Raymarine, the P70, inside the boat. Now, you can still find and buy old stock. I just bought one for me because I love this series. You can still find them by new, never used, never got out of the box S3. So if tomorrow you go around the world, you can still have one of these. Now, buying new, never used, never installed, you have everything, the compass, the rudder sensor, and so on, never installed unit as a spare for the existing autopilot that you have on board. You have two autopilots. If you get a lightning strike, at maximum you have to replace a couple of cables that you can take them from anywhere, install the new pilot, and still have a working autopilot that costs you less than a new system, and you have two of them. This is another reason why I do prefer the old series. And one of the final reasons, this is I'm a little bit biased here because I do fix these units. You can still fucking fix them. You make your, you go send them to some guy. If you're in Europe, you can send it to me, or you can send it to Marco Gelaska, or you can send it to Justin Browsing, or you can send it to Martin Chernik, or you can send it to Adam in the USA, or you still have a community of people that's still fixing all these marine instruments. So one of the other things is, if you keep them alive, you don't create a lot of garbage and shit and so on. So in conclusion, this is why I think today one of the best autopilots that you can have on board, if you are like a round the world sailor or a Sunday sailor just going out to do some sails. Now, If you want to do like the middle sea race or a fastnet, or you want to do fast racing, or you have a boat that allows you to do fast cruising like a Pogo or a class 40 or something like really fast, at this point don't watch the Raymarines, don't watch the BNG, just go NKA like everybody else, or you can go with a Hydra 5000, but Hydra 5000 it is a lot more expensive than everything else, and makes sense for guys like Thompson that use really fast boats, and they have the money to buy one of those. But remember that at one of the last races that Alex Thompson did, like maybe a Van de Globe or something like this, he lost one night fixing, troubleshooting the autopilot on H5000. Shit happens. Shit happens on everything. But yeah, in conclusion, I think today there is still one of the best autopilots. If you want to see like a video on how the system works, explained, how to troubleshoot it, how to diagnose it, and stuff like this, I can make a video like that one.